25th of March. A little bit overcast, a little bit chilly. Got a bit of feeding. All fish and all looking well. I did have one that was lying down. Let's use that little white one there, or the one right at the very bottom. As you can see them up and feeding now, so I did throw some salt in. Not a lot, just one little jug full. And it seems to have done the trick. So what I'm going to try and attempt today is get that grass out there and replace it with that plant there. I'm hoping that'll go massive. That's foxtail over there. What it is, it's just a mess that keeps dropping in the pool, so I've been and fetched me a red robin. That's going to go in that one. Bit of colour that side. Update on the plant pot over there. There's the bulbs. I'm going to do a giveaway if anybody can tell me what that's actually called. The green foliage, not the tree itself. When it flowers, you might have a better idea. If you remember, it'll be probably months before that flowers. Just a bit of fun. So I'm going to get my little garden tool and see if I can get them out. Probably not, but we'll have a go. That looks better already. Give the slug something to chew on. On to the next one. Lovely jubbly. Just took all the mare lines out from there. Turned the head round slightly. That's looking nice. Put a bit more slate on the top. Try and keep the squirrels off. Red robin. Looks a lot better already. The two little ones from out of Mason's tank, if you remember. Not put much size on, if I'm honest. Nice to see them up and swimming about. I've still got the windmill to do, so I won't get that back up there. I'm still working on Mason's tank, so that's just going to have to wait a bit. I'm just trying to get these battens in, them just to hold the frame top, bottom, top, middle and bottom, so I won't take these off. But I've fixed this sheet to the post, so now I'm trying to get in that corner. I'm having to change to angle bracket. Just trying to hold the screw, hold the drill with one hand. What I'm going to try and work out now is if I put that there, look, if I can hold that like that. If I put that there like that, obviously the bin goes inwards. I'm going to get a split level on there and see if I can get some timbers to pack out here. There in the bottom, the sides ain't too bad. Trying to get the front square. I might not bother. Just means the face you can't really see like that. Pull that out of the way. You can see by that piece of timber how it's leaning. So you'll probably need a piece of timber, something like that, to fix the cladding to, and something like that. And then when I put the front on the tank, it should look flush. I'm going to get my spirit level out and have a look, see how far out it is. If it's only just this, the matter of a piece of that, I'll do it. Or even if it has to go that way, I'll do it. If not, I ain't really bothered. But I've got all them timbers in there, best I can. Got them back on. They're all siliconed up. And I have ordered something for, oh good God, been ironing and everything this morning, well this afternoon. I've ordered some things for there and I'm hoping they are too small. Looking at them holes they might be, but they'll come in handy for something else. Just ew. Lovely blue skies over there. The sun's just trying to peek out. That's the shower that we've just had, just moving over. That's going over the school with the masonry. A bit more useless information. Not the prettiest, but it's only a frame. Just all that timber. See if I can get me a bit of decking board or something for across the top, and then clad all that. The front and the sides are going to get to the back, obviously, just to make it look a little bit better. Okay then, catch me on the mic. I know a lot of people have how to do this anyway, but for them that don't, you can tell by this what I'm doing. Get the bubble the right way around. So to put a fascia on the front, you can see by the gap here and the bigger gap at the bottom. This is left over from the bed out of a camper van. You might bought yourself a rock and roll bed and left me with the timber. If I can get that there, it's going to be push that out push it out just a little bit. But if I go enough of this timber for the bottom, I don't think it'll need fixing in the middle, top and bottom. I'm quite happy with that. And like I say, the sides, I don't think the sides are that far out. Probably an inch. About an inch, but I don't think it'll make any difference. If it does, I'll just stick a bit of lath on the bottom again. So I'm just going to have a look now, see if I've got enough. I'll fix that one to that and see if I've got a piece long enough to fit that. Screw that on, and I might, if I can, screw that on. If not, I ain't too bothered, like I said. As you can see now, I've brought the lath out level to the top, so when I put the fascia on, it'll screw. That's touching all three. Obviously it'll be something like that, won't it? You can hear the hail. The front, however, I've got a gap like that, and this side I'm not too bothered about this side because you ain't really going to lean on it or put pressure on it or nothing. Just a slight gap there. I might see if I can get something in, but if I ain't got nothing, I ain't going to stress over that. Now the framework's coming. I've had to come out quite a bit there. And that there I've got to try and find a decent chunk. What an absolute backbreaker that's been for me today. See if I can zoom out. Sun's out, red hot, take your coat off. Sun's in, freezing cold. Put it back on. I know, probably could have took these off and straightened them up. Ray asked about that. All that he's doing is supporting that. I might actually undo it. Looking at it now, it's driving me mad. That's it now, so all the cladding should fit when I get it. I'm going to try and see if I can get some timber to match the doors on mason shed. I've still got the paint for that, so I'm going to paint it the same colour. Oh, you better believe it's coming. Oh, 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 twisted. Oh, 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 oh. Any water in it? No. For all you right there that don't know how to do it, what I'm trying to do now before I start chopping any wood, I've got a piece of wood on the floor. See if I can show you. I can't see anything because me plank of wood on the floor, same as what I'm using for cladding. It's also on the bottom here on the corner, and I'm just trying to work out what you got to realise when you're building anything, the visual side, the part that you look at the most. When I come round my garden, this is the first part to see. So this is all good to record. So what I've got here is I've got a damaged piece here. So my initial thought was trim all this off, the same as that one. But when I put them two together like that, I don't think I can actually see that. See my glasses look close enough, it's ridiculous. I don't think you can actually see that. So what I'm doing there, before I cut anything, I'm trying to see what the corner would look like. And I'm quite happy with that. The opposite corner you are going to get the same, because your boards are interlocking, so they all go in the same direction that way. So when you come to that end, you'll have this side. What I might be able to do is, if the joints are tight enough, I really can't tell them filming on there. I can turn that one that way, but two of them together, so I've got the same design that side. If not, you're just going to persevere and have odd corners. But like I said, when you're building anything in your house, in your garden, whatever you're building, you always look. They call it an optical illusion, I think they call it. So when you come in, you look at it, and that's the part you look at when you walk round the corner. That's the piece that everybody will see when they walk round to have a look. So that's the part you want to get nice. Down that end there, you're not going to see it shoved up the corner. The same as the far corner. The other corner, so I'm turning down a little bit more. Terrible with it, I've got to have tinted glasses because I get bad headaches, that's why I'm tinted. When you get to that corner, obviously people are just going to walk around there and stand there. They're not actually going to take much notice what it looks like, but I like that. Because I saw that piece broke off, I thought rather than waste it, I'll just run through the saw and chop them flat. But I do like how that fits like that. So what I'm going to do now is put all these boards in a line. Again, I really can't tell whether you can see what I'm doing. The sun's right in my face. As I'm looking at the camera now, the sun is directly in my eyes. So what I'm aiming to do now, every one of these will go in line. Side by side. Using this timber here, obviously on the front piece, let me show you that way. Using this piece of timber here, because I know that's level, I've just got my spirit level on it. I'll just get my pencil and run a mark across the back of every plank, all the way along that pencil there on each timber. And you can put numbers on, letters on, A, B, C, D, E. The chances are they should all be the same, but you might get, where the slabs are, you might get a bit of a thing in the floor like that, so when you put them on, your tops might go like that. And the only way to get rid of that is, when you've actually cut your timbers, you just put your timber there level. It don't matter about the gap on the floor. The gap on the floor, you can always put a tile board like that, but I'll show you that later on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark all these off now, just the front, and I'm going to cut them all along the front. This is just for people that don't know, who want a little bit of help and a little bit of advice, what to look for, how to get the best effects and the best finish in your timber. I'm no expert, this is what I'm doing, but I just want to show you things to look for. I'm up here, I'll turn you off then. A couple of things you got to look for. See if I can do it. The sun's in the way. Remember, we ain't got the sun now, we got it in the way. Right, okay then. If you look at this board here, you've got a beveled edge that side. That side there is flat. So So you've got to make sure when you do them, so I want the tongue, this piece, facing that direction. So now if I put all my planks that way like that, this is the back of your board, corners, look, square edges, and then your beveled edge, your rounded edge is there, so I want to put them on backwards. It's entirely up to you if you want a square edge, each to their own. So I've just gone through them all, and there was just two. You can see a beveled edge there. The other thing to look for as well, if you're picky like me, some of your timbers you can see got a lot of grain, nice grain in the wood. This one here, this one here. Then you come across one like that, that's pale. That's probably been dipped in on a different date, or in the bottom of the pack or the middle of the pack, or something. I got the treatment. The slightly paler colour. I am going to paint in that colour, so for me it don't make no difference. I just wanted to try and make it look like Mason's shed, log cabin, whatever you ever call it. So for me, I know I'm going to paint them, but for me, when I paint that, that's going to be a different shade. The other thing to look for as well, if you can get a nice finish, chunk missing out of that, the knot, so you can use that for at the back of your tank when nobody's going to see it. A few at the start here. Again, you got a slight pattern on this one, just stripes, pattern on that one, stripes, pattern round the knot there, pattern, patterns, back to that one again, plain. So I'm just going to swap them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see if I can change them 5 over, so all them front ones there will match. Just been searching through the timbers, flick around and show you what I'm choosing for mine. So if you look at these timbers here, you can see quite a lot of knots. Some not so many, but quite a few on that one. Darker browns on that one. As you come up here, you can start seeing 1 or 2. And what I've opted for on this one, on the front, there is the odd 1 or 2, but when you look down all them planks there, there's hardly any other knots. Just the odd 1 knot, which I think looks quite nice. The other thing you'll look out for as well, damaged timbers. That's split. Probably get away with, oh no, that's okay, that's usable. That's actually the back. That's the back of the timber. So by turning it that way, where you've got your corners there, that front part's okay, so I can use that. I thought that was going to be a piece of scrap. It's got a big split in it. What you'll do with that is shove it up the corner out the way where nobody can see it anyway. I'll just turn you back, sorry about the camera work. That's actually split all the way down there. If you put a couple of fixings in it, it should hold. Hopefully I'll have enough and that'll be a spare one. If I do, I don't know what's happened there, that's like straps or something, that's chunks in the timber, that is. And like I say, that's the other way around. You can't see the split on the front, so it should be alright. Up the corner, nobody's going to see it. I'll crack on now, cut all these on the front. Bit disappointed I can't fit them today. I'm really going to have to do that bottom drain. It's going to be months and months before I use that bottom drain, but once I fit these on, I am going to be able to remove them, so I'll chop them already. First mistake I've made. So I'll put my timber in position. I'll put a pencil mark, control the camera, and show you at the same time. Can I do it like that? Now, I think you can see what I'm doing there. Sorry about the camera work, folks. So what I'm trying to show you is now, I'll put the plank against the timber, draw the line across there, which is the back of the timber. So when I've cut the timber, I've cut it that way, through the back. What's happened is now, beautiful cut on the back. But you can see it's ripped the front fascia part. So what I need to do now is mark every plank and transfer that mark to the front and chop it from the front. That way I'll have a nice smooth front. You might think turn it upside down. If I turn it upside down, then all the joints will be the opposite way. Somebody forgot to tell me about this little noggin here. I just started cutting it and I thought I'd share it with you. Oh, well, I blocked that in even though I insulated it. So you're going to use that for a bit. The screws are very tight, so I want to take them 4 boards off if I want to. Cut an hole round for that. I'm half a board short there. And that's of a board there. And I'm half a board short of that corner. All I've got to do now is put the tops on it and then set it all back up again. Just looking under here, checking it. Just took the panels off. I'm just going to put some insulation around that pipe. Saves me taking all this back off to do it in the winter. And as you can see, I put a little block of wood under there just to keep it off the floor, take the tension off, and I'm glad to say none of that's dripping. There's no water under there at all. Lovely chubbly. There I open that valve, see if anything comes out. Let's have a look together. Lovely chubbly. Before I make any cuts, just line it on the top. There's 2 different ways you can have this. They've got the pattern that side and you've got that pattern that side, and I'm preferring for this top on here. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to leave a lip here for an idea I've got later on, but by doing that it'll be showing, if I push that up against there, it'll be showing that little bit of a blue corner, and I ain't too bothered about that. In fact, I've got a bit of an idea I can do to get over that anyway, so I might even try and get it over that much like that. I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. I'm just working out how I'm gonna do it before I cut it. Ooh. Talk about out of shape. You cut your angles, you put them on, and what can you do? You got the tops on. No matter which way I turn it, I've had to do it like that, look. No matter which way I turn the wood or push the wood, it's out. But I'm happy with that. End of the day, it's just a tank. You better believe it is. Oh, check that out behind me. Oh, the old currant bun. Had a word with the missus, see what I thought. Nothing I can do about it. I think it's just the way the plastic bins just warp. And on the top of this side of the bin here, you've got a raised lip, and the same the other side. So I've had to try and get them as close as I can. I'd like to thank Dave, Black Country Kite Bloke, for cutting me wood. He's an absolute star. Now I'm going to do some over yonder. Just standing here now, just got the babby's net out. Try to get some of the, I don't think you can actually see it in the water, the amount of just bits of wood sawdust. You can't stop all of it. You can probably tell by the sheet. It's quite breezy today. It's impossible to stop all of it. So now I'm thinking, putting an overflow there. I don't recommend it to anybody really. I do recommend these things and don't do it myself like an absolute pillock. Like that bottom drain there. I knew I should have put it in. Tried to be clever by using the corner piece. And shot myself in the foot. The idea of the overflow is, this stuff then will overflow, obviously. Help the overflow. Just to get all the shit off the top, out your tank. So I'm just going to have a look, see what I've got now, see if I've got anything that I can use. I'm sure in my bag of tricks I've got something. What I want to try and do now, the other reason for that is, Dave, my old mucker, he lent me an air pump to go on there, you've seen that before. So I want to set all that up and get all the filtration running now. And then hopefully I can just leave this now to settle. Ready for Ed Mason's little babby's come. And if you look down there at that pipe, there's no leaks there, and there's nothing underneath on the floor to say it's leaking inside. And I just realised I left that board there too long, look. Oh, that had to come off. I've got to get one in that corner anyway. But then I've got to move my engine crane. So what I'm going to do now, set my air pump up. I had to change the air lines the way I had them before. I intentionally, well, my intentions was to make an hole under the timber so you'd see the air lines all hanging over the top. But that didn't work because I forgot. But we'll see. Just run a strip down there. I've just tapered that edge off because the tongue should have gone in there. I needed the tongue there to match the corner. Oh, water, insulated, got these boards back on. A little slither through there. I've now got to attack this. I forgot to cut that off. So, what I'm going to try, if I put it, I'm going to try this, see if it'll cut it, and then I'll put a piece in that back corner. Well, I've got to say, that's an awesome tool, and to be able to turn it instead of that way, angle it that way, that's saved me a hell of a lot of trouble. That is lovely chubbly. I'll get a board cut up now and get that in. There we have it. That's the pond finished, up and running. Let's see what Mason thinks of it.
This is how my granddad made a koi pond out of a wheelie bin. I love it.
As you can see, I'm still editing videos. The tank's done, it's up and running. Again, you can see sometimes the tank's empty, sometimes it's full. That's the gaps between videos that should have been played and not played and all mixed up. It's been an absolute ball like. Hopefully I'm on top of most of it. The same with this software. I've uninstalled it, reinstalled it to try and get it to work for me to upload it. It's been an absolute ball like. As you can tell by Mason's face, it was all worth it. Look out for my next video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, share the videos, subscribe if you don't mind, and as always folks, don't forget to polish our thumb. You know you want to. Until next time.